Hello everyone and welcome back to Strike Zone with St. Paul Saints skipper George Tsamis. Strike Zone is a weekly program that gives you, the fans, the opportunity to ask the St. Paul skipper questions about the Saints, baseball or sports in general, or just seek George's wisdom about life events. In this week's program, George talks to us about the recent struggles of his team. He shares with us whether he thinks Tim Tebow would make a perfect St. Paul Saint, and which bobblehead did George choose? Let's find out on Strike Zone. So let's welcome back Manager George Tsamis. George, first of all, we give a team updates from you.
Since we last spoke, I think the only guy we've added was John Christopherson. He's a rookie infielder. We need another rookie, and especially losing the two rookie pitchers. And yeah, he's got good hands over there at shortstop, and I think he'll be playing the game for a while. We got him in a bat last night, and he got a couple ground balls hit his way. But I think he'll be a good rookie, and I think he'll be playing this game for years to come. And I believe that's the only one we signed, I believe.
The one other addition that we don't have in here is Angelo Sanko came out from the inactive list for you.
Yes, it was nice to get him back. It was, obviously he got hurt in Lincoln about a month ago, and it's a little tricky with that inactive list and the disabled list, and the inactive list of guys to be on there for 30 days. He was ready way before 30 days, probably in 3 weeks, but the MRI showed that it was going to be 3 to 4 weeks, but it was more 2 to 3, and it's just tough to take a salary cap hit like that for the whole month when he's not playing. It's just too bad that it worked out that way, but it's good we have him back now. He came back, had a nice night last night, and I'm glad he's back, and I hope we can clinch a playoff spot tonight with him back in the lineup.
Well, let us head to our fan questions this week. Our first one comes from Mike from St. Paul. He says, do you think that the moves you've made were enough to put your team in a position to win a championship?
We feel our lineup's really good, and and it showed last night the way they swung the bats, and 100% I admit we're short a pitcher, but it's not like we just decided not to get one. We tried over and over and over to get a quality pitcher in here. We tried to sign free agents, tried to make a trade, and it is tough when you lose 3 starting pitchers in 9 days to major league organizations, and we did try to replace them. We just couldn't get it done, and so we have 9 pitchers right now. We lucked out a little bit with the schedule at the end of the season, where we had an off day on a Thursday and an off day on the Monday, where it gave us the luxury of maybe going short, but we do have Gene Escat on the disabled list as a 10th pitcher if we needed to activate him. He is healthy and ready to go, and so that's where we are at right now. But I would say we are a starter short, but we did try to get one in here.
That leads us into our next question, which is Derek from Chippewa Falls. He says, George, I have to say I was a little surprised you did not do more to help the pitching staff. Was there just no one available out there, or you could not find someone who fit the staff?
We couldn't find the right fit, and there's some guys out of Mexico we tried to get, but then when you have the veteran problem, you can't sign another veteran, and there were a couple other guys that had good years down there, but the money they were asking for was way out of our price range, or way out of a lot of teams' price range, and so we couldn't do it. There were a couple real good pitchers down there that we tried to get, and AAA guys and A-ball guys that had good years, but we could not pay the guys what they were asking for.
Corey Williams looked really good for you last night, so that looks like that could be a solution for you.
I'll tell you what, his stuff's really good. Even when he pitched in Fargo his first start, even the Fargo team said that his stuff was really good. His ball was moving, and I know he had a rough start the second start, but his start last night was outstanding. And because again, Winnipeg's lineup, Fargo's lineup, those lineups are. I've been doing this for a long time, and you don't see too many lineups that are as good as those 2 lineups. And you can put ours right in there with those lineups, and he did a really good job against good lineups.
Our next question comes from Maggie from Woodbury. She would like to know if you find how close Winnipeg has gotten to you guys to be really exhilarating or just downright stress-inducing.
It is. You want it to be over with, I'll tell you that, because it's your goal to get in the playoffs and win a championship, and until you get in, it's a stressful situation, and so we need to get this done tonight and get it over with. And here's a nice thing: we have a chance to clinch a playoff berth on our home field in front of our fans, and it'd be great if we can do that tonight. And then something doesn't happen very often. If we win this game tonight and then win tomorrow night's game, we can clinch the division tomorrow night. So we have a chance to clinch a playoff spot at home tonight and then clinch the division at home tomorrow night. And that would be a nice thing if we could do that, but it's going to be tough because Winnipeg is a really good team and a really good pitcher going tonight.
You mean celebrating here at the stadium would be more fun than at Starbucks?
Yes, last year when we found out we were in the mall in Sioux City and a Barnes & Noble, Starbucks, just sitting there, and the last out was made and we all screamed, and the people in the Barnes & Noble thought, listen to those idiots over there, they need to keep it down.
Our next question comes from Kenny from Woodbury. He says, is it hard when a team is struggling to get them out of that kind of rut? What are some things you can do?
We've definitely been in one, and you just got to go out there and just, it's not like we do anything different. We go out there and do everything the same and take BP every day, take our ground balls and do everything, and sometimes the breaks don't go your way, and sometimes you got to give credit to the other team because they are pretty good. We have lost to some really good teams, and so sometimes it's not what we're doing wrong, it's what the other team is doing a little bit better because they're good players.
Jacob from Duluth would like to know, how long do you think it will take for Cavan and DeFazio to get their swings back?
Well, hopefully last night was a good start where they maybe snapped out of it a little bit. It's tough when they haven't played that much, but we saw what they can do last year, both of them, and hopefully they can just get going.
Steve from Anoka would like to know, who do you think really needs to step up now for you to be able to go all the way?
You know what? We feel we have the guys in the lineup, the additions, we feel they're good. We feel our lineup's pretty good. But the starting pitchers, they need to pitch the way they had earlier in the season. And the last few games, they've done a great job. And having Hamburger and Coe and Kramer Sneed's first start was just okay, but his last start in Lincoln was outstanding. And so if we can get the good quality starting pitching, and the facts are, the bullpen, they need to get the job done. And as of late, it's been a struggle, but first 2-3 months of the season, they were coming in and getting that job done really well, and we need them to get back to doing that.
This is my favorite question of the week because I thoroughly agree with this. Ryan from St. Paul would like to know, don't you think independent league managers like yourself and Greg Taggart deserve some consideration for the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Well, that's nice and everything, but Doug Simonek's been doing this longer than me, and he's the all-time winningest manager. So there are definitely some quality managers that have been doing this for a long time, and the Baseball Hall of Fame, or are you talking about having an independent Baseball Hall of Fame? Maybe that someday, but there's some good managers been doing it for a long time.
Well, the Baseball Hall of Fame's for all baseball, so I think that's a good consideration.
Yeah, well, you need a couple more championships here to consider me for anything like that.
Jim from New Prague would like to know the question that's on everybody's mind. Would you want Tim Tebow to be a Saint?
Absolutely, I would want him to be one, and I would take him any day. And I see the video like everybody else. He can swing it, good arm, can run, we know. I would 100% take him on my team, and I don't know if that's the route that they're looking to go at this time. And obviously the season's about over, and he had his tryout yesterday, and I heard people were impressed with it, but I would 100% take him. Who knows if they'll go to the Arizona Fall League or go to Winter Ball somewhere and give it a shot, but I would love for him to be a Saint. And it's a perfect fit. Tim Tebow and the Saints, it's perfect.
I would dare any catcher to try to block home plate.
Yeah, I wouldn't block it with him because he's, it's too bad about his football because he is one exciting player. Maybe he wasn't the most accurate passer out there, but for some reason, losing late in the game, he always found ways to pull the games out. And you need guys like that can get the job done when it really counts.
Kendra from Buffalo, heading to our Major League questions, would like to know, do you think the Cubs are a lot better than anyone else in the majors?
Honestly, I really don't follow too much. I don't really watch too many games, so I couldn't tell you who has the best record. I really don't follow the Major Leagues too closely at this time because, again, like I've always said, I only care about the Saints, so I really don't care about anybody else.
Sean from Northfield would like to know, I'm interested to hear what you thought about Matt Moore being allowed to return for the 9th inning when he had a no-hitter going. He had thrown 119 pitches, which isn't too many, but on a surgically repaired elbow, would you have let him go out?
Yeah, I think so. You don't get too many chances, and as long as he felt good. Now, if he didn't feel good and he said he was out of gas, then it's maybe a little different, but there's times Mark Haber gets those 119 pitches after 8 innings, and he wants to go back out, and you can't stop him from going back out. So sometimes when a situation like that, you let him go back out, and you hope he has a quick inning.
This question was actually asked before the tragedy of yesterday, but do you see Mary from Richfield would like to know, do you see the Vikings being able to recover after their devastating loss in the playoffs last season?
Tell you what, it's tough. You lose your quarterback. I don't care who you are, you have some problems, but that defense they have is outstanding. They have a great running back. The receivers step up, and as long as the quarterback can cut down on the mistakes, you just don't know, and maybe everybody's counting them out now, but maybe that's the way they like it.
Kyle from St. Paul asks, he says, they say Tony Romo broke another bone in his back. Wow, should this guy be worried about his long-term health at this point?
Yeah, I guess he doesn't really need to play the game, but he loves playing. He wants to play, and he's probably going to keep playing until they tell him he can't. And at times, he's as good as anybody at times, but I don't know. He's had bad luck with the injuries.
Tom from Lincoln would like to know, even though it's a controversial subject, how you feel about guys not standing during the national anthem.
Yeah, that's a tricky one, and it's too bad. I feel at national anthem, I feel the guys should be standing and standing up and watching the national anthem, and I feel there's other ways you can handle those things. But I would like it if they would be out there for the national anthem.
Andre from St. Paul asks, he says, Skipper, I graduated from college last May and played in some summer leagues after graduating. I want to give baseball a real shot next summer. Do you have recommendations on things I can do to keep my skills up during the winter?
Always stay in shape. You can't take too many ground balls. You can't hit enough, and I do think it's good to maybe take a break from the game once in a while so you miss it some. And you don't want to get burned out and do it every single day in the off season, but always watch games on TV. You can learn something every day watching a game on TV.
Our next question comes from Amanda from Hopkins as Dr. George comes into play here. Says, George, I really need your help. I love my boyfriend. We just moved in together and I love having him with me, but he is such a slob. He leaves his dishes on the counter. He leaves his socks in the living room. He even forgets to put the toothpaste or the cap on back on the toothpaste every day. I have talked to him about this like 50 times since we moved in together, but there is no difference. Please help me to get through it to him.
I'm with you. I'm not a fan of the slobs. Clean up after yourself, and I would just say, hey, have a conversation with him. I can't handle that either. Clean up after yourself, and let's move on. Or clean up after yourself, or we'll just move on and go different directions, I guess.
Our last question comes from Tammy from Savage. She says, I was at the giveaway for the Saints when you could get a Trump or a Clinton bobblehead. Which one would you choose, or did you choose?
I didn't choose either one, but there is one sitting on my desk, and I couldn't even tell you which one it is right now.
Thanks for joining us, George.
Thank you.
We want to thank Manager George Tsamis for joining us on Strike Zone this week. If you have your own questions you'd like to ask the St. Paul Saints skipper, please send them to us at askgeorge@minorleaguesportsreport.com. That's askgeorge@minorleaguesportsreport.com. Please have your questions to us by Saturday evening so we can give the skipper a little time to review them before we record the show. I'm Rob Pannier, the managing editor of the Minor League Sports Report, and we'll see you next time on Strike Zone.